All right, seeing that it is 6:30, I'd like to call the Town of Belgrade Board of Select Persons, March 1, 2022, meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'll take a motion to open the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, Ricky?
Yes.
Barbara?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
All right, 4 yeses, 1 absent. All right, so the first part of the meeting is public comment, and that is the portion where you have a chance to bring something to the select board's attention that may or may not be on this evening's agenda. Is there anyone who has anything that they would like the board to learn about? All right. Seeing none, we'll move right along. Next up is old business. And it is the approval of the February 15, 2022 Select Board meeting minutes. I'll take a motion to open that item.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All right, that item is open. Anyone have any
Looks fine to
concerns?
me.
All right, anything from you, Ricky?
Nope, all good.
All right, I will make a motion then that we approve the meeting minutes from the February 15, 2022 Select Board.
Okay.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, Barbara?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Ricky?
Yes.
All right, 4 yeses, 1 absent. All right, new business. We have a board reappointment for Leilani Carlson to the library trustee, Board of Library Trustees. I'll take a motion to open that item.
So moved.
Yeah.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? Let's do that.
So Lonnie is here with us. She insisted on being here.
Where is she?
She's
There
there
she is.
There she is. Hi, girl. Mwah. All right. So, Miss Lonnie, why do you want to keep doing this?
Because it's a good thing to be part of. And the library deserves it. And I think it's good to have some continuity. Is that good?
Works for me, girl. Put you right on the hot seat there, so. Does anyone have any questions for Lonnie? All right, seeing none, I'll make a motion that we approve Lonnie's reappointment to the Board of Library Trustees.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded and thirded. All those in favor, Ricky,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
All right, 4 yeses, you're in like Flynn, girl.
Thanks, guys.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Lonnie, you're doing another term.
You're welcome to still hang out with us, though. It's going to be short and sweet tonight. All right, next up, we have the town warrant. And it is warrant number 22 in the amount of $611,983.88. I'll take a motion to open that.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. That item is open for discussion. So 207 hosts, is that who our IT provider uses? And that's just our domain name, I thought so. Oh, the electric and pump service, pump station repair at the Center for All Seasons. Do we know what that is? It's on page 7.
Yeah, so that was something, is that Stevens?
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's something that Bruce suggested, and it was part of the issue where some kids had dropped T-shirts or something, and it got caught in the grinder, and that pump had to be replaced, and it was beyond.
okay, because I thought we had done something with that. So we didn't replace.
We replaced this, the septic tank there, it was a job Jason Steve previously.
And then that still didn't, so it wasn't the tank issue, it was the pump issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, ka-ching, ka-ching. Mhm.
Expensive tissue.
Yeah,
I'll have to start counting them.
exactly. I'll have to do something. Yeah, have them being on a timer or something. All right, did anyone else have anything on the warrant? Do you have anything that you can think of, Dan?
No.
No. All right, and make a motion that we approve warrant number 22. The amount is 611,983.88. Moved and seconded. There's no further discussion. Barbara,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
and Rick.
Yes.
All right, 5 yeses. All right, next up, we have the town manager's report.
So I'm just going to hit on a couple of the items on the report. One is just an update about the electric bill at 8 Dalton. I sent you an email about that yesterday. And the leasing agent followed up with the tenant today. She doesn't have any sort of explanation as to why the electric bill is so high. Now, she's paying everything other than the first $150. So we're going to do a little bit more investigation. We have another idea about what it might be. If that doesn't pan out, then I think I'm going to ask Generators of Maine just to go over there and see if they can find any reason why that electric bill is that high.
Well, and for it to keep going up exponentially,
I know
I was like
it was 5
275
times what it
last month
was
and
at, yeah, and it was 5 times
575
more than
now.
at the 10 Dalton. So
And the tenant has no idea or isn't giving us any idea?
she says that she has no explanation for it. But if it were me, I'd be balking at having to pay $450 for the.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I
I
said.
know.
Yeah, it could be a reason.
Yeah, I think I'd throw up.
Yeah, I mean, my house, not my house I lived in, that Colonial, running the business out of there, have both families in there, and everything that's running, I think Jim got a bill of like $500 last month.
Jiminy crickets.
Yeah, ours was
That's
nearly
2
400.
families.
And, our home is much larger than 8 Dalton. So
Yeah, also, so is a lot.
yeah, right.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna complain about mine. They're probably gonna catch me or something next month or something, but I go around,
So anyway, so as soon as we know more, I'll let you
Yeah,
guys.
something seems to be weird over there.
Yeah. Just a reminder about a week from tomorrow night will be another public information meeting on the proposed solar farm on Route 8 and 11. That begins at 6:15 at the Center for All Seasons. So
Are we making out with that ordinance? Do you have any?
that was next on my list here. And that is that they are making progress on it. So the planning board is spending the first hour of each of their meetings working on that. So they're making progress.
It would be nice to have just some rough drafts or rough things that they're, so we can kind of keep up without having to read through the whole thing at once.
So are you suggesting, and they do have some of that. So
Even
as
if
they're
they provide
working,
us with their minutes or something
Okay.
from it, because rather than having an ordinance, we gotta sit there and try to digest.
Yeah.
At least we can kind of keep an eye on what they're doing, and that way, if we want to make some suggestions on certain parts of it, we go, okay, but I'll read the whole thing.
okay, well, I can do that. Because they are sort of going through it. And they've addressed the decommissioning issue. It'll be more stringent than what state law requires.
Oh, yeah.
And
And all of that, I really want them to put in some, some landscaping, a lot heavier landscaping barriers.
yeah, so I mean, the complex part of it right now is design and siting. And they have really been talking about, remember in the subdivision ordinance, we have minor subdivisions and major subdivisions. They're thinking about making those sort of designations depending upon the size of the solar development as well.
I prefer to see home use solar development and then commercial solar.
Well,
Because-
but remember, they're working on the commercial development review ordinance.
Yeah.
And so they've actually talked about home stuff and I've suggested,
Yeah.
let's get the commercial.
When it gets
development.
into commercial stuff, when the neighbors get involved, I don't think any of them would consider it minor.
And you may be
From
right.
what I've heard from the people up there.
Yeah, but what I've suggested is if at some future point, they want to regulate home
Yeah.
arrays, that's a whole separate kettle of fish. Right now, we really need to focus on getting the commercial development review ordinance in good shape.
I assume they're going to be at the meeting, so they'll hear what some of the concerns of the.
So, yeah, so I think last time there were maybe 2 or 3 of the members who came.
Yeah.
And so I would assume that at least that many will attend.
I
this
mean,
time
it
as well.
makes sense, because if there are people in town that are worried about A, B, and C, then, and I think there are some A, B, and Cs out there, we should at least take that in consideration when you're building an ordinance, to know that these are concerns that town people have there.
Yeah, and one of the things, and it's helpful because the chair of our comprehensive planning committee also serves on the planning board, is they're also mindful of trying to do something that's in keeping with what the comprehensive plan is as well.
When do we have to renew that moratorium?
May,
I just don't want to forget.
Right.
Because I doubt this will be ready.
yeah, and I'm, the last email I sent to them about this is time is of the essence, we need to.
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem extending the moratorium. I just don't want to forget it, have to go through.
Yeah,
that.
right. And two, I mean, it's also a matter of timing of, when would you like to present this to the voters? We know there will be high turnout in November for the gubernatorial race, and that
Right.
might be a good time to present this ordinance to the voters at the same time.
So does that mean moratorium would extend into November?
Yeah, so once we get to close to May, this board, now if the voters have approved it, can extend it by 6 months without having to go back to the voters.
That's what happened last time. We got caught up.
Right.
We postponed the select board meeting a week because it fell on voter day.
And then,
And that's when we would have had to extend our moratorium.
Yeah, so anyway, yes, I have a tickler on my calendar about that. And I mentioned this in an email to you guys, we were refunding some cleaning deposits that got deposited, and our auditors recommended that we deposit those deposits for rentals. And so would you guys consider authorizing the town manager to sign a monthly warrant to return those? Let's do it all in one fell swoop.
so one of the things that I thought about with this is that the Board of Parks and Recreation really should be weighing in on this. The
Okay.
reason why those cleaning deposits in the first place were not deposited is that not everyone who rents the North Belgrade Community Center for $10 an hour, or the Center for All Seasons for whatever, $30 an hour. Some of those folks don't have a spare $100 that they can afford to have taken out of their bank account and then held on to for a 1 hour or 2 hour rental. So that was why when the policy was set up originally, it was, we require a cleaning deposit, and if it's not left in the state it was at when you came in, then we will deposit it. So that's part of your contract that you sign. So I think what happened to us last time was that the contract was signed, it wasn't going to be deposited, and then it was inadvertently deposited. And that family couldn't afford to have that $100 come out when it did. So we run the risk of overdrafting people's accounts or things like that. So I know that was the reasoning on it, was that making sure that people knew we will deposit it if we need to and let the chips fall where they may. But if you're renting and you're going to have a baby shower for an hour and you're going to tidy up afterwards, then do we need to keep your $100 and have that in limbo for a little bit?
When do people pay for the rental upfront, or do they get paid after they?
Upfront.
Most places that do conferences and everything else, you have to have a deposit for the rental, and you get the final bill at the end. And it usually, the bill includes the cleaning deposit, and then it's subtracted when you make your final payment if everything's good. So it may be.
Has there been a problem with people leaving it a big mess, and is that why we've had to institute the cleaning deposit?
The cleaning deposit was actually put in right from the get-go. When the
So
rental
occasionally we do dip
policies-
into that. What if
What if
instead,
what if it were less? What if it were, I mean, does it need to be $100?
well, what if we instead took credit card information, and if someone left a mess, then we charge their credit card?
Not everybody can qualify for a credit card. And I think these
I
were,
think
Debit
let the
card.
Parks and Rec come up with a plan.
yeah,
You
so
can bring it
that's what
back
I
to
was
us.
thinking.
Yeah.
And, and because that way, I mean, their concerns will be heard. They won't feel like we're bypassing them and setting a policy
Well,
that they
and-
should weigh in on as an advisory board.
And it may be that we could look at what's the size of the function. If you're going to have a a baby shower and have 20 people is different than having something that's gonna have 70 or 80 at. So maybe on the smaller events, we either charge a lower deposit or we don't require a deposit, but I
Right.
think
Do
Parks and Rec.
we charge a different rental fee? For different size events?
No, it's by the hour.
Yeah,
It's fine.
And it depends upon, at the Center for All Seasons, which space you're using, because you can rent just the social room, you could rent just the gym, you could rent the entire facility, so.
Well, and maybe if that's the way it is, maybe it'll be dependent on which section. you're
which
in.
section you use, yeah,
Right.
just
Yeah.
So
if
maybe-
really the
yeah.
people that are having problems are the ones that are doing the smaller events, that maybe that's, we lower the deposit and or don't require it, whatever,
Yeah, but I agreed to have the Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec do it, yeah.
Yeah, so, because I don't want us to circumvent their process. So, but everybody's who was deposited inadvertently, we've returned, right? Because I see there were a couple there, so.
Yes. Okay. And the annual report, I assume you've all received it in your
I
mailboxes.
tell you, it was nice to pull that out and see Garrett. I was like, oh, you what?
And the newsletter was posted to the website, and Facebook page today as well, so. Trying to get information out to people about
Yeah.
voting.
Those, because all those folks who didn't come for the public meeting, public hearing.
So, and I will be taking a vacation day on Friday. We're going snowshoeing.
Up in the county, ooh,
Will it be better in the county than it is here?
probably more
You know,
snow.
We went snowshoeing here on Sunday and there was not as much snow as I thought there would be after Friday.
Yeah, we lost a lot with that rain. and-
Yeah.
You'd be better off going down to Acadia right now, so it's a pretty good trail, it's down in Park. New Zealand,
Yeah,
So that's the report.
all right.
The snowstorm we had the other day. When you ended up sending everybody home after they were already in. I'd like us to think about that, rather than just doing that. 'Cause I can't see where it's any safer sending them home then than 3 o'clock in the afternoon when the snowstorm was basically done. Might have given them a chance to catch up without people bothering them all day if they were already in.
Well, I will have to admit that I got a lot of work done at home, once I got home. So the people who live farthest away didn't come in that day.
Yeah, and that's fine, but if people are already here, driving on the road, unless it turns to an ice storm, then
Right.
it looks
so
like it's
gets
getting
worse.
bad, yeah. That one was scheduled to actually be done by 3 o'clock or so,
Mm.
so just kind of keep an eye
I was
on
gonna
it.
say it wasn't though, because
So do
I
we
think it's
pay them if
hard
we
to
send them
know.
home? Do they get paid?
Mhm.
And this is Maine, I mean, we got 4 inches of snow.
I guess my thought is if they can get in and then sort of what Dan's saying, if it's okay to go home. I mean, if the roads are gonna be clear by the time they normally be going home. That,
But just I'd like us to keep an eye on it rather than just sending people home. So I don't know if they were.
Try to get him home. If you try to get him home in the daylight hours. there you go.
And I, send them home at 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. But if they were already here, it doesn't make sense to send them home at 10 o'clock. Or whatever it was.
Well,
Yeah.
if we're faced with sort of a storm that begins in the middle of the day, I'll suggest they bring a lunch with them.
in a
so
sleeping
bring their
bag.
bankings so they can spend that.
Right, keep an eye on the weather. I mean, if it looks like it's gonna really get bad,
Yeah,
yeah, I have no problem going home. But the snow we get now is nothing compared to what we got when we were kids. And-
Back in the old days.
Back-
Yes, when the snowbanks really were over your head, probably because, well, I wasn't any shorter because I'm short anyway. I stopped growing in 5th grade, so, but those snowbanks were monsters.
Now plow guys are out right now. They just came down here. So they're out.
Yeah,
The state just went up through here dumping salt. Just
Yeah.
pulling in.
yep.
And I'm telling you, they've been dumping some salt too.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, if nobody has anything else, I will suggest we take a 30-second breather to let anyone who's extraneous exit the select board meeting, because then we're going to have an executive session. So thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Gee, I could have made Newburgh, New York. Damn snow.
Oh, let me stop there.
No, that day, the day we sent everybody home, I actually, the state was starting late. I drove in.